As new details pour in about Anna Paulina Luna's new declassification task force, well, some juicy stuff is starting to emerge. So let's talk about it. Get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I'll talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Yeah, to start with, Tim Burchett is saying that the task force started off, it originated to be about UFOs. So this is really significant. So let's give a listen.
Tim, what are you going to do if you feel that the agencies are not giving you what they know about these things?
Well, I'm going to call them out. This committee originally was going to be a UFO type situation, but it's kind of got expanded into all this because of just the cover-ups. They're not going to tell you the truth about King. I'm a dear friend of mine in Knoxville who's a civil rights icon in our community. And he told me things that I'd never heard before. I talked to legislators, I'm from Tennessee, that were in Memphis when all that went down. Black folks that just said, they told me things that I'd never heard or seen, and yet they saw them with their own two eyes.
Anyway, he goes on, but he does say that the task force began because of UFOs, and they wanted to declassify UFOs. He's asked about, what will happen if they are stonewalled, and Anna Paulina Luna speaks to that as well.
Transparency to the American people. And Sean, for too long, the American people have doubted government, rightfully so. They held back lots of information that the American people were entitled to. And I'm just thankful for President Trump being in office. Now, I just want to put this out there. If we find that the president's executive order is stonewalled, I do not put it past Chairman Comer or Speaker Johnson to hold those people in inherent contempt. And so do not push back against what the president wants. Declassify this. The American people deserve this, and we will be following through on this.
Now, she's likely referring to the JFK file, since that is the first thing that they are tackling, and they are going to have a hearing in March. But it's really nice that the executive branch is behind them on the new task force. They are working with the executive branch on this, that he may not be, afraid to throw his weight around to get results for the task force. And if they need subpoena power, they don't have it directly, but they do have it from the Chairman Comer. And to clarify, it looks like this is a task force under the committee. That's why they were going back and forth between committee and task force. Task force is a temporary thing. So I really think we need a permanent body within Congress to, push UFO disclosure. But at the moment, it looks like we're getting a task force. Hey, maybe they'll get it all done in a year or two. As Christopher Sharp says, this looks like a declassification review board, like what was proposed within the UAP Disclosure Act. And I think that's a really good point, because we had been hearing that maybe they would try to advance some of this stuff as standalone issues, like the review board. So that could be exactly what they did, and that could be exactly what this is a continuation of the Schumer rounds or Round-Schumer Amendment, the UAP Disclosure Amendment. That originally, before it got neutered, was going to have a review board declassifying UFO files for us. Now, I don't really like the idea of, gatekeepers deciding what we can see and what we can't see, but so it is. And at least we do have people that do seem committed to transparency, trying to get us this stuff, at least some of it. And they're not wasting any time. As Dean Johnson says, the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform and its new task force on the declassification of federal secrets today sent letters to the heads of the Defense and State Departments and to the director of the CIA requesting briefings on UAP-related documents by February 18th. So they're not dragging their heels at all on this. That is awesome. They're not waiting for the JFK hearing in March to get started on the UFO stuff. That is really encouraging. There are links to all of the various letters. Here's one to John Ratcliffe, the director of the CIA. And this is really, really encouraging. I'm hoping that the CIA will be a little transparent about this. I don't know. They're not exactly known for their transparency. But the letter says, to that end, we we request a briefing as soon as possible, but no later than February 18th, 2025, regarding what documents, if any, are in your possession regarding the existence of unidentified anomalous phenomena. This briefing should be specific and identify all categories of documents, classified or otherwise, in your custody and control. After the briefing, the committee and task force shall seek to review these documents and make recommendations on declassification to ensure all applicable orders and laws are being implemented and deliver transparency to the American people. So yeah, we'll see if Ratcliffe ponies up with the UFO files or not. He has before talked about UFOs publicly and said we need to be more transparent about it. And he does admit that the phenomenon is real. So that's encouraging, but the proof is in the pudding. So we'll see. Oh, and this is cool. From Matt Laszlo at Askapol. Exclusive. Representative Luna's UAP plan for a new task force on declassification of federal secrets. I'm hoping to set up a congressional delegation, aka CODEL, to a friendly country that has a program for disclosure that's already been set up, which to my knowledge does exist. That's what Anna Paulina Luna told Matt Laszlo. So that's really interesting. What other country has a program for disclosure? Maybe you guys can figure it out and let me know what you think Anna Paulina Luna is referring to. What country the new task force is going to be working with that already has such a program established. And of course, many people are chiming in with their thoughts and congratulations and reservations about the new task force. Lou Elizondo says, this is a tremendous step forward for our nation. I want to thank Rep. Luna and her colleagues for doing this. Major credit to you and others on the Hill. This is proof that Congress can work together if you have the right people. UAP Disclosure Fund says today marks a significant step forward for transparency. So I think that's true. I think it does. But again, the proof is in the pudding. Mike Herrera isn't so sure. He says, I'm not a doom and gloom person, but it feels like a dog and pony show is underway with today's announcement. Congress, Senate, and the Intelligence Committee have the most actionable intelligence in history to do the right thing on this subject for the past 2 years. Just because they have a TSSCI clearance doesn't mean anything. The problem is ego. To simply put it, the ones who know don't care, and the ones who care don't know. Well, that is too true, and this is something that I've talked before about this task force, is that Congress doesn't really need to go on a big hunt for UFO files. They've got the UFO files. They've got David Grush, Jake Barber. They've got plenty of people that have given them, classified intelligence that, theoretically they could access with names and locations and, stuff that can be followed up on and corroborated. Mike is completely right that Congress doesn't really need to go on a big hunt to find stuff. But for whatever reason, stuff seems to be tied up within Congress and they can't do anything about the information they have, or they're not willing to. And, maybe that's the crux of the matter, is that, that's not where the disclosure effort is getting us this actionable stuff with real UFO programs that are currently going on. But maybe they can get us some grainy historical photos and videos that they can declassify. Maybe that's something that would be something they could do. If they can do that, and we'll see. And, it really doesn't take much. If we can get one good, solid file declassified about a UFO crash retrieval with photos and videos and names and dates and places and things that can be followed up and investigated, boom, that's UFO disclosure. So it doesn't take much to actually give us UFO disclosure. So maybe that's what they're looking for, is something that's not going to raise as many eyebrows as, the David Grush stuff. Some older stuff that, may not still be going on, and they can find a program that was discontinued and, end of the trail, I guess, but yeah, we do have UFO disclosure because we have this UFO crash retrieval that we found, but we don't know what happened to it. Who knows, guys? Who knows? But there you go. There's UFO disclosure. So, they may not want to go there yet, by exposing these black programs in the UFO control group, but I would love to be proven wrong, and who knows, maybe they will. Either way, Mike makes a good point. And some are speculating that the hearing in March that covers the JFK files might touch on UFOs. Obviously, there's been theories, conspiracy theories, if you will, about JFK, that he was assassinated because he wanted to make some progress on transparency with UFOs. Now, is that the case? Was he assassinated for some other reason? I was really encouraged that Paulina Luna was advancing the two-shooter or at least multiple shooter theory with JFK. The fact that she would go there in public is really encouraging, that they are going to push the envelope on all of this. But could the JFK files reveal some UFO information? Could that be the lead-in to them talking about UFOs more publicly and for them pushing for UFO disclosure more publicly? I think that's a really interesting thought. Because as we just heard Tim say, this all began because they wanted a UFO transparency. And then some other stuff got glommed onto it. They said, well, we need transparency on some other stuff too. But it'd be interesting if one served as a lead-in for the other. But I guess we'll find out in March if that's when the final file will be released. Maybe it'll be a process. We'll find out, and we'll see if there is any stonewalling and what they can do about it. And also, if those files still exist. It's probably being a lot of the most incriminating stuff has probably been deleted or vanished. But here's hoping, guys. Here's hoping that they will make progress on JFK and all the other stuff. But of course, most especially the UFO files. So let me know what you think of this new initiative. Are you pessimistic, optimistic, cautiously optimistic? I still remain cautiously optimistic that they are going to get something for us. And maybe this will just be the beginning. Hopefully this will just be the beginning of official government UFO disclosure. Of course, we don't need the government to provide disclosure. In a way, we can just go out there and do CE5 and have our own disclosure. Meanwhile, we've got bodies, y'all, in Peru. So, but we do need oversight of these black programs. We need the public to have their own input into what the hell is going on. And we need to know what the hell is going on. So, Godspeed, Anna, and the rest. Can't wait to see what you guys come up with. So let me know your thoughts on it all in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Smash the bell. Buy a t-shirt. There's plenty of other videos on the channel. And I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.